Hello, my amazing tribe. I'm excited to connect with you through this video. Thank you for joining us today as we dive into Ogden's lemma. In the theory of formal languages, Ogden's lemma named after William Fahrenheit. Ogden is a generalization of the pumping lemma for context-free languages. Despite Ogden's lemma being a strengthening of the pumping lemma, it is insufficient to fully characterize the class of context-free languages. This is in contrast to the Myhill-Nerode theorem, which, unlike the pumping lemma for regular languages, is a necessary and sufficient condition for regularity. In the following section, we'll be immersing ourselves in the captivating world of statement. We will use underlines to indicate marked positions. In this section, we'll be deep diving into special cases, unraveling its complexities and uncovering valuable insights. Ogden's lemma is often stated in the following form, which can be obtained by forgetting about the grammar and concentrating on the language itself. If a language is context-free, then there exists some number P1 where may or may not be a pumping length such that for any string of length at least in and every way of marking or more of the positions in can be written as S of C with strings and such that 1. Has at least one marked position, 2. Has at most marked positions, and 3. Of CL for or N0. In the special case where every position is marked, Ogden's lemma is equivalent to the pumping lemma for context-free languages. Ogden's lemma can be used to show that certain languages are not context-free in cases where the pumping lemma is not sufficient. An example is the language Ogden, I0 or JKL. Let's now turn our gaze towards non-context freeness and explore the fascinating connections it has to offer. The special case of Ogden's lemma is often sufficient to prove some languages are not context-free. For example, Ogden N is a standard example of non-context-free language. Similarly, one can prove the copy twice language LR B is not context-free by using Ogden's lemma on a underline P. And the given example last section Ogden I0 or JKL is not context-free by using Ogden's lemma on a underline P. As we progress, let's zoom in on inherent ambiguity and examine its role in shaping our overall narrative. Ogden's lemma can be used to prove the inherent ambiguity of some languages, which is implied by the title of Ogden's paper. Example, let lemma N. The language L is inherently ambiguous. Example from page 3 of Ogden's paper. Similarly, L is inherently ambiguous, and for any CFG of the language, letting P be the constant for Ogden's lemma, we find that Pern has at least n different passes. Thus L has an unbounded degree of inherent ambiguity. In this chapter, we'll be unraveling the enigma of undecidability and discovering its transformative power. The proof can be extended to show that deciding whether a CFG is inherently ambiguous is undecidable by reduction to the post-correspondence problem. It can also show that deciding whether a CFG has an unbounded degree of inherent ambiguity is undecidable. Page 4 of Ogden's paper. Let's now turn our attention to generalized condition and examine its role within the larger context. Bader and Murrah have generalized the lemma to our marking some positions that are not to be included in the dependence of the parameters was later improved by Dempsey and Kovalk. If we denote the number of such excluded positions by, then the number of marked positions of which we want to include some in must satisfy deep 1, where is some constant that depends only on the language. The statement becomes that every can be written as S of C with strings and such that 1. Has at least one marked position and no excluded position, 2. Has at most pi1 marked positions, and 3. Of CL for or N0. Moreover, either each of has a marked position, or each of W, X, Y has a marked position. I appreciate your time and I'm grateful for every like, comment, and share.